This video has been a long time in the making. I've been wanting to do this for a while. We're going to talk about the lp100a. And what it comes stock with is the lp100 1500 watt 3000 peak line coupler and the BNC connectors to power it. We're going to talk about the line section. We're going to talk about how accurate it is versus the accuracy of this setup, which we all can kind of commonly agree is the benchmark and the standard. So we're going to see how the two compare up. Now it comes with a 3000 watt line section. Now me being me, I got the 10 kW version. People at Telepost took me up in a hurry, and I'll come back to that in just a minute. So let me get this puppy all lined up. We're going to get the 10s back on the line sections. And I wanted to point out that the 10K sections, they come with 3 different forms of connectors on them. I chose the PL2, SO239 connector. I don't know if I'd want to pass 10 grand through that, but that's what it is. The only thing I can tell is any difference in the couplers. There's that little tantalum capacitor back there. And you see the 4 empty blank surface mount slots. It's a 3000 watt line section, or coupler as they call it. See the tantalum is gone. Blue tantalum down under. Gone. Tantalum. Not there, not there. And all the different shunts are added, plus 2 little disc capacitors. They are using, looks like 393 coax as their pass-through. So we know from A to B, in theory, it can carry the current of 10 kW. There's a lot of guys out there that are saying that these line sections have a tendency to short. I don't see where or how. But yeah, we're going to put it to the test. Let's get on with the show. So we're back. And I got the lp100a all hooked up. We're going to work on the 100 watt scale on this thing, even though it's auto ranging all the way up to 3000 watts with this particular coupler in it. Coupler to line section to line section to line section to coax into Bird 10,000 watt dummy load. We're going to work with the coaxial dynamics 100 watt slug in PEP, 5 watt slug going forward. Everything's going forward here. Fluke, little oscilloscope. We're going to work with the Tektronix spectrum analyzer. So now, just simply by keying it, it's in sleep mode right now. And there's menus to menus to menus, and it's pretty cool. The software that comes with the telepostinc.com lp100a is pretty neat. We're not going to go into any of that today. We're not going to cover any of that. I'm just going to say some of the things that this meter can do are truly amazing. We're just simply going to cover today its reference and relevance to birds, which I think everybody can agree is kind of the industry standard for the measurement of RF power. This puppy's pretty close, and I'm really impressed with this. I don't want anybody to get the wrong opinion. I'm very, very impressed with this meter. That being said, I'll take it out of sleep mode. And we're going to start off in a low carrier level, 3.8 watts. Watts. 3 watts. Baseline carrier, spectrum carrier. BBI, BBI. Alright. BBI, BBI,  1 66 to 70 watts. Hello, BBI. BBI. That's 70 watts on the peak kit. Got 42, 41, 40 watts. Nice clean peak, no distortion. 39, 40, 41, 38, 39, 40. It's within a tenth of a watt either way. Now I can take the sample rate and I can turn it way down. So the needle will react as slow, the bar graph will react as slow as the needle on the bird. So far we've shown that this is accurate on a low watt scale, just 2 or 3 watts, within a tenth of a watt, and with a little bit of modulated drive, 30 to 40 watts worth of carrier. It's all within, it's just within just a couple tenths of a watt. What I am going to do is key the radio, and I'm going to run the dead key up. 22, 21.7. Spot on the money. Show relativity. Turn this around. Nothing in reflect. 1.04. Over here we're showing less than 1%. All right. Let's step it up a notch. Okay, so we stepped it up a notch. LP100, still with the 3000 watt line coupler. Now we got a 1000 watt slug. And we're just going to work in a dead key for a few minutes. Because if I go over here and modulate this thing that I'm going to run to use to run this little experiment, they're going to way exceed this lines coupler's ability to be able to pick up the signal. So we'll start out, we're going to just key about 500-600 watts here. 600 displayed, 600 displayed, and a half a watt in reflect. I got to do this with 2 hands, so hold on, we're going to key it. That's right at a 1000 watt carrier. Watt displayed. With a total of 1 watt of reflect. 1.2. Okay. Come over here, pull that out of line. Grab our 5000 watt slug, or a line section element. $690 or $990, just short of 1,000, right? It was roughly 2,000 watts. 2,000, 2,000. I'm going to go ahead, pull this line section out. Put in its spot that little guy. So we're going to modulate it and see what we get. Okay. So we now got the 10,000 PEP line coupler in place. Now let's go back and in all fairness, let's just say I might have been playing with this for a day or so. So I knew what all the results are going to be. This thing quits reading at 2800 watts. It says 3000. I put 5000 through it and it quit reading at 2850. And 2850.2. I did it over and over and over again. So this thing's great, up to 2850 watts. And that's dead carrier, that's not swing watts, that's dead mall. It just quits reading. But that's right at the top end of its limit. This thing I'm incredibly impressed with, and I feel very lucky to get it. I feel very lucky to be able to play with it. So we're going to start at the bottom of the scale. We're working with a 955. Now we're just going to throw a baseline dead key. Now it's in sleep mode. Like I've shown you before. Okay, so we're going to start out at the bottom of the scale. 3 watts. 3 watts. 3 watts. That's a 100 watt slug, 5 watt slug going forward. Hello. Hello. 40, 41 watts displayed on the LP. 40 watts here. We're going to turn this 5 watt slug around. We'll pull it out of line. We're going to go back to the 5000 watt slug. We're going to swing a couple thousand watts into it. We're going to look at the 2 meters. Now full deflection on the bird, the 5K slug, the 50, add 2 zeros. So the middle scale, so 10's 1,000, 20's 2,000, 30's 3,000, 40 is 4,000. I bet we're going to end up somewhere about 4,500 all the time. Let's go over here. Flip the switch on the little magic device that makes more wattage. 600 watts. $600 watts. Easily displaying well over 2800, up in the 4,000 watt range. $4,000 watts. 4,000 watts. This is an amazing piece of equipment. It's for the digital generation. This is the way to go, I think. Let's see here. $2,000 watt carrier. 1,800. $2,000. $2,000. Pretty darn close. Ladies and gentlemen, the lp100a. Thoroughly impressed. There's going to be a part 2 to this video, where we're going to talk about the software and all the different stuff you can do with this thing, interface with your laptop or your computer. My name is BBI, and I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho. Ain't no shame to this mud duck's game. I'm just proud to show off a new little piece of technology that you all might find useful. I'll see you, bye.